I'm sorry, I had to wedge in that
No,
transition.
that's good.
It was just so professional.
Yes, it was. I was impressed.
I declare it professional, therefore it is.
Welcome to Unscripted with Kirby Hasseman and Bill Petrie. In this weekly podcast, Kirby and Bill talk about the world of marketing, branding, and promotional products. Unscripted is available only at promocorner.com, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry. Now, here's Kirby and Bill.
And welcome to episode number 195 of the Unscripted podcast. I am your co-host, Bill Petrie. With me, as always, I wanted to call him the captain of the coronavirus, but that just didn't seem really great. So we're going to call him the titan of tools, tape flags, triple insulated ink drinkware, toys, and toilet paper, the one and only Kirby Hasseman. Kirby, how the hell are you?
I'm doing all right. I think like a lot of folks, we're just trying to manage within the new normal. And, I think, honestly, being proactive and talking about it, like you and I have recently, has been helpful. And so I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Good. Hanging in there, trying to figure out what each daily new normal is.
Exactly.
And just trying to navigate the times just like everybody else, and trying to do it with a modicum of positivity and hope.
Yeah.
And hopefully a little pinch of humor along the way as well. But you know who else is really awesome during this great time, or this scary time, I should say? It'd be the good folks at commonsku,
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes, absolutely.
So, as you know, we love our friends at commonsku. Yesterday, they actually did something very cool, trying to connect their community via a Zoom meeting, just kind of help people through, as a lot of people working from home.
Yeah.
We may end up talking about that, I don't know. But what I want to share, it is a tool that is designed and built by distributors for distributors.
Yeah.
And that means they really understand our industry, unlike a lot of the tools out there, and they understand the challenges modern distributor faces. And one of the things I thought about what we could talk about today just briefly is in these times where so many more people are working from home and you really have a hard time seeing clients, they create those smart presentations that really help impress your clients with those stunning interactive designs and presentations. You can help close deals faster. And in this time, a day and time, that's important to do that. And I know you use those smart presentations all the time.
I do. And the reality of it is we are a place that has an office, much like you do. And as we started to talk about contingency plans, the idea that we have commonsku is actually one of the things that brought me a great deal of solace, a great deal of calming, as I was like, okay, so we're good. We're good because everything's in the cloud. commonsku keeps us up to date. And so because we are partners with commonsku, I actually feel like we're going to be able to weather this. And I think to me, that's one of the highest compliments I can pay, is that because I'm a partner, I think we will get through. And so I thank them.
It's just like kind of, why do you buy insurance? You hope you never need it because you're buying peace of mind.
Right.
Whereas when you spend money with commonsku, you are getting something in return, and you get the peace of mind. So it's kind of a double benefit right there. So from ideation to invoicing, commonsku keeps your team connected at all stages of the workflow. Learn more at commonsku.com/unscripted. You're not going to be sorry you did. Now, Kirby, I had shared with you I wanted to do a little preamble before we get rolling here. So earlier this week, we did do a special a podcast about the coronavirus. We had some great people join us on the podcast for the first time. We had Danny Rosen, we had Mary Jo Tomasini, and Sarah Webb. I loved it. We felt that podcast was critical to do. We felt it was very important to do. I love the people on there. I love the message on there so much. And Kirby, you have not gotten enough credit for throwing it together as quickly as you did. It was my idea, but you made it happen with the editing and all the graphics and all that. So thank you. Huge thank you to that. One of the reasons we did
it was helpful to me.
Yeah, it was helpful to me, and we got a lot of great feedback on it. And I think one of the reasons we did that also is this podcast, Unscripted, is not a coronavirus promo record of what's going on here. We will probably talk about it from time to time, how it's impacting our teams and how it's impacting the world of promo. But Kirby and I also recognize that we are in a time we need distractions, we need diversions, we need to get back to life as close to what we knew it as possible. And part of that is Unscripted is going to remain kind of how it's always been. I don't know what topics Kirby's going to bring up. He doesn't know what topics I'm going to bring up. So, rest assured, if there's something that's impacting our industry about the coronavirus, we're going to talk about it. But in terms of a weekly record of closures and things like that? Probably not. So if you want coronavirus news, please realize we are not CNN, we are not MSNBC, we are not Fox News, we're not the Associated Press, and hopefully we can provide a pleasant little distraction as we all try to focus on our businesses and moving on. So with that in mind, Kirby, I thank you for having the courage to podcast with me today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with the topic, and of
Good.
course it is a coronavirus topic, but it's do as I say, not as I do.
Okay. Got it.
No, I want to know how you're connecting with your team during this time. You have a primarily home-based work environment, so do we. And obviously, I'm very encouraged by the full steam ahead approach of the industry. But how are you connecting with your teams? And I can answer if you want me to go first.
No, it's
okay, go ahead.
yeah, absolutely. So it's because this has evolved quickly. I think we've evolved quickly, and honestly, it's been fun to see how it's gone. So we use a software called Uber Conference as a sales team, and we have generally done that without video. Every Monday we do what's called our WIG call. It stands for Wildly Important Goal. We did that on Monday, but then we were scheduled to have a staff meeting yesterday. We do one every month. And generally those are in person. So we all made the decision, look, we are not going to be in person. As a matter of fact, the folks who were in the building actually sat at their desks so that we could do the social distancing thing.
Yeah.
And we did it over Uber Conference, but they have a video piece, and we added that. And I really like that. I think that adds a lot. And then we are actually having another call on Friday, so the day that this drops, just because I think all of us, number one, want to stay up with what's changing, what's going,
Sure.
What's everybody doing, what are they hearing? But also, I think that social connection now is more important than ever. And so we've ramped up meetings in that way. Now, short meetings, 10, 15 minutes to just kind of catch up and see if we can help each other. But that's what we're doing so far. And I think that'll just continue to evolve.
Yeah, so one of the things, I love that, Kirby. That's great. And we use Google Hangouts, and we use the video function quite a bit. So much to Lori and Amelia and Kelsey's chagrin, I will just say, hey, got a minute? And they're like, oh, shit, I got to get my hair together. They don't have to, but I know they always feel that pressure. So we utilize Google Hangouts quite a bit. We have a bi-weekly meeting. It's a different topic every other week. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Just cover up your hair,
Okay. We have bi-weekly meetings, and every other week or every other meeting is a kind of a company update, what's going on, things like that. And then we have our Idea Trust meeting where we chat about ideas and kind of try to make those ideas as good as possible before implementing. But then as I was thinking about this, what do we do? And we sometimes forget. At least I'll call myself out. I'm not going to put you in this category. I sometimes forget we work with people, and what I mean by that is there's things other than work, and I don't do a very good job as consistently as I'd like to, just connecting on a human level with the people I work with. I do sometimes, but not as consistently. So what we're starting is today. Today's Thursday as we record this, Thursday, March 19th. We are going to have the Corner Weekly Happy Hour. And so at 4 o'clock today, or I'm sorry, 4:30 Eastern Time today, we're going to get together. It's not mandatory. If you want to come, great. If not, great. But just, hey, grab a beer, grab a drink, and let's just talk. How are you doing? What's going on? Just let's kind of connect on a different level. And so we're going to do that every week. And as I said yesterday, look, if two people show up, then great. If one person shows up, then you're drinking alone, and that's bad. But
but not that unnormal, really.
No. But we got. I think people really are excited about that fact that, hey, it's not a business discussion. We're not going to talk shop in this thing. We're just going to kind of connect with each other and kind of create maybe that virtual happy hour that maybe we'd all say if we were all worked in an office. Hey, let's go down the street to Drake's and have a pop before we head home. So I'm hoping that helps a lot.
That's a super good idea, dude. I'm making notes both mentally and actually about that, because it is a thing. I'm good at that in the office.
Yeah.
Like, I make a point to walk around, check in on people, and really honestly try to dig into personal lives when people you get to know people who want to share and some people who don't. I'm good either way. Yeah. But I do make it a point. I don't do that with my remote team as much. So that's I like that a lot. I don't know that I can throw one together today like you, so maybe I'll just ask to be invited to your party.
You're more than welcome.
But all joking aside, I really like that idea. The idea that you get together and just have a human connection.
Yeah, it
that's a super good idea.
It has nothing to do with business at that point, but I think actually it does, in the grand scheme of things. So I'm excited about that. Would love to hear everybody else's ideas too, to be very candid with you. It was one of those things we talked a little bit about what Comiscue did yesterday. And theirs is very much more purposeful in terms of let's look at business tactics and how to be more purposeful. And they're going to kind of almost create mini virtual SKU camps and break people into small groups and try to solve some problems. And I think that's great. And so it's kind of whatever floats your boat. It's whatever you think your team needs. So I love that. So I just wanted to share that with you. Do you have a topic for us, Kirby? Anything?
Let's go with this might be a quick one, okay? And one of the things that I told you is I struggled this time because I have a lot of little topics, but we'll throw them out. So one thing I saw out there that I think one of the challenges that we run into in these times when we are doing social distancing, hopefully we're doing responsible things to keep ourselves safe. But social distancing doesn't have to mean emotional distancing. And I think that your meeting that you're talking about helps kind of bridge a little bit of that gap. But I think we're in a weird and precarious time in the sense that I want to make sure that people understand that connection is more important now than ever. Since we don't have the physical connection, we can kind of... Like one of the things on my to-do list, I guess, is to reach out to people individually and try and set up individual calls so that I'm not having a meeting, I'm having a conversation. Seth Godin's been big on this in his content right now. And so I'm curious to know, past the happy hour piece, I mean, that is a thing that I'm concerned about. Is I know that we live in a time with anxiety and levels of depression. I think this might be a time where we can use technology to the way it's supposed to be used, as opposed to be comparison. And so I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm going to try to make sense. It does, because it's an emotional topic, which I can tell just by the way you're talking and knowing you. Here's what I'd say. And let me just put it in my purview, the way I'm hearing you. Mm-hmm. Like you, my biggest concern is the economic fallout of everything. Mm-hmm. The next thing I'm worried about is everybody's mental health. Yeah. Quite frankly.
Yeah.
And so, we all, hopefully people have a good support system and things like that, but not everybody does.
Right.
And it's how do you make those emotional connections? And that's why, like you said, with the happy hour thing, it has nothing to do with having a beer or anything. It's just like, here's another human you can talk to that maybe you don't cohabitate with, that maybe gives just something else to talk about, some other distraction, because we live in this 24/7 news cycle, and I'm sure we've all gotten caught up in it. You click, I want refresh. Yeah. What's closed, and it's exhausting. And so I think you make a very good point that we do have to take steps to really make those emotional connections, and technology can and should play a big part of that.
Yeah, well, again, I think it's not those folks. I'm just, this isn't a cry for help. I'm good. But what I would say is those of us who are feeling solid, maybe reaching out to those folks who might not be, or we might think not be, and then those people who are struggling have the courage to reach out, because I think there's a lot of people who want to help if we need to be.
And here, I actually, it's so funny because I posted this on my Facebook today, and I very rarely post like inspirational things. It's just not my thing. Mm-hmm. Not because I don't want to be inspired. It's just not my thing. But I did post, how are you going to help someone today who didn't ask for it?
Yeah.
And I think we all need to think about that. And one of those ways is kind of emotionally reaching out. I love that, Kirby. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, Kirby, let's flip the switch a little bit.
Okay.
So I got a million topics here. I got a billion topics here. Actually, I've got 3. So let's talk about Promotional Products Work Week in Coshocton, because that is coming up, hopefully. We're going to assume that it is until it's not. So tell me about that. So just to give people a little bit of background, and then we'll let Kirby go. PPAI has historically kicked off, the last at least 2-3 years, kicked off Promotional Products Work Week somewhere.
Yep.
So we did it here in Tennessee 2 years ago at Shepenko. Dan Towns and the Good Strongs over there welcomed us with open arms. We Pencil City, USA, and we had Scott Desjardins, who is the representative for that area, who also was the legislator of the year that year, and we were able to really do some cool stuff, kicking off Promotional Products Work Week. Now, this year, they're going to the birthplace of promotional products. They're going to go visit Jasper Meeks Meeks in his coffin and tomb. Tell us what you're going to do there, Kirby.
We're not going to do that.
I guess you haven't talked to Kim Todora and Paul Bellantone.
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, no. So we're doing an event. Again, this is all assuming that it's still going on. Right now, it is as of right this minute. So, Promotional Products Work Week is the 4th through the 8th. So the kickoff event will be May 1st here in Coshocton, Ohio. It's called Born in Ohio. We're excited about it. It's a full day of activities. Everything from, we're doing a factory tour from one of the calendar manufacturers that's still here in Coshocton. We are doing a give back piece. Where we're looking to get book bags donated, and we are going to work with the local elementary school. So we're going to stuff book bags with pencils and antibacterial and all this, the stuff that you would need for a school book bag, so that they can be donated. But it's cool because we're going to partner with the elementary school for their student council to help do it. And then we're going to donate it to nonprofits, whether it's foster kids, whether it's, victim assistance, all that sort of thing. So that's a piece of it. We're going to go to the museum where there literally is
Jasper Meeks' bag,
the bag and the press. And the press, actually.
Good.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And they have a whole display. So the museum in Coshocton, it's actually a really nice museum, has a whole promotional products display in there already. And so, and probably one of my favorite parts is we did design a logo for the event, Born in Ohio, and we it was designed by a high school student artist who worked with my graphic designer Josh to create the logo for the event. So she'll be a part of the event too. So we're super pumped up about it. I've met with local officials and they're all in, and Paul and Kim are coming, and so we're pumped up about it.
That's gonna be great, and I know a lot of those products obviously were made in the United States. Certainly Jasper Meeks' initial bag made in the United States.
Right.
You know who else makes things in the United States, Kirby?
Who's that?
As I professionally transition to our second sponsor, Reed, that'd be the Good Strongs over at Techwell. That's
nice.
Right. They have a huge line of USA-made stuff, and obviously in a world where we're kind of worried about supply chain right now, that's hugely important. And one of those things, they have a great line of cannabis products, including their new leaf line. So they've launched that, and so that's a big thing right now. CBD, cannabis, that's a huge market right now. So even in a environment where it feels like every event's being canceled, there are still a lot of opportunities out there, and this is definitely one of them, and I think you would agree with that. So go ahead and visit techwell.com. You're not going to be sorry you did. No, great stuff, I think, for Promotional Products Work with Kirby.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to wedge in that
no,
transition.
That's good.
It was just so professional.
Yes, it was. I was impressed.
I declare it professional, therefore it is. No, I think you guys are going to have a great time, and I go to lead every year, and so I'm looking forward to that because it's the following week.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know when Paul and Kim are going to be there. Maybe we throw them on the podcast or something. I don't know.
Yeah. They actually they're coming in the day before, so we'll talk about it. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
we'll
talk about it. Yeah,
we'll talk about
it. Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Kirby, I am ready.
Okay, cool. So not necessarily a fun topic, but one that is from the industry.
Great.
Yeah. Well, reality, right? In case you needed another reason to have perspective, I'm sure you saw the news, Salt Lake City. Hit with a 5.7 magnitude earthquake yesterday, and our friends at
Snugs and Handstands,
all those folks were out there. And so I think for me, I think one of the things that as we're going through this coronavirus thing, it's very easy to be myopic and look at, oh my God, woe is me, what's going to happen to our business, what's going to happen to our community. For me, this was a moment where I'm like, oh, okay, it's more than just about me. What can I do to provide some joy and perspective or whatever to our friends at Snugs and Handstands. And I'm honestly not sure what I want to do, but Snugs in particular, and I'm only speaking for me personally, but with their content and all that stuff, they make me smile on a regular basis. Yeah. So one of the things I really want to do is figure out a way where I can just provide them some joy. So a shout out to them as an organization. And then who knows? You never know what you might find from me. And I encourage everybody in the industry to be thinking about ways that we can provide joy to others. So that was my thought.
That was a hell of a tease there, Kirby.
Yeah.
No,
it's really just going to be a box of high fives.
When I saw the news, and again, I have a little different perspective in Nashville because we had the tornadoes rip through 2 weeks ago, and everybody's forgotten about that. And honestly, probably get barbecued for saying this, probably rightfully so. I mean, I think the coronavirus is a bigger deal, and obviously it's more of a global thing than something local. And then you have the tornado or the earthquake hit in Salt Lake City, and it's like, man, sometimes this does feel like the end of the day, end of days. But I reached out to Brittany David yesterday, and she's doing okay. And obviously there's been no structural damage that they can see at Snugs. I don't think they have any handstands either, and so these are strange times, and strange times call for I think different ways to reach out. So I love that, Kirby. That's good stuff.
Cool.
Let's do one more, Kirby.
Yep.
So I know we talked about this. So, but it's gone further now. So the Iowa Senators swag act against the federal promo spending is becoming closer to law. And so I think this is something when we go to lead will be top of mind. So it's Senator Jody Ernst, a Republican from Iowa. She's intent on prohibiting the federal government and any federal government agency from using taxpayer dollars for promotional products and advertising. And her big thing is citing the use of mascots as part of the problem. Think Smokey the Bear and McGruff the Crime Dog.
Except that she likes those.
Except she likes those. But she doesn't like them, but she likes them. She likes the mascots, but no promo associated with the mascots.
Yeah.
So it's passed through a Senate committee, and so now the legislation goes on to what it's going on to. Well, here's what it says. And tell me if this doesn't make you tense. Quote, that means it's a direct quote, Kirby. Okay. Quote, permanently prohibit public relations and advertising and promotional product sales for purely propaganda purposes, allowing exceptions for military recruitment and other specific functions as authorized by the statute, which is such government speak and gives me tired head every time I read that stuff because I can see 84 different loopholes in here. So it's going to probably go to the full Senate to a vote after some revisions. What do we do about? I think if this is really a question, Kirby, because you're going to agree with me, I would think if you don't, then we're no longer friends. But we need to, as an industry, we need to get behind stopping this because this is just silliness.
Yeah.
We've got bigger problems in the world. I can't think of any right now, but we've got bigger problems in the United States than worrying about if someone has a McGruff the Crime Dog keychain and they're handing it out at a federal level.
And so this was actually going to be one of my topics. I was going back and forth about whether or not to bring it up, so I'm glad that you did. This is monumentally stupid and intellectually lazy on every single level, and I'm actually kind of goddamn tired of talking about it.
It's pandering. It's pandering.
It is, of course. And the pushback is always, we want to get rid of wasteful spending. Well, no shit. We pay tax dollars too. This is so lazy. Wasteful spending. You know that I run an agency sort of model. And so we do things outside of the promo industry. We did this year, I guess it was technically 2019, we worked with a project that was for a grant, okay? And it worked across platforms. And we made recommendations across, and I think for this particular campaign, social media was a big part of it, and it made sense, right? Promo was a big part of it. Yeah. The pushback was, as I said, for the campaign we were working on, billboards made no sense. Well, they had a committee of people that decided billboards did make sense. It didn't. It was wasteful spending, okay? So who decides? Who decides? Because really, at the end of the day, people are like, we don't want bad promo. Well, no crap. We don't want bad pieces of spam. We don't want bad email. We don't want bad billboards. Yeah. But who gets to decide? I've got a better idea, okay? Okay, so
buckle up, everybody. We got Angry Kirby on the podcast today.
How about we outlaw marketing by amateurs in the government? How about we get rid of wasteful spending by making sure dipshits don't do marketing campaigns? That's just a thought. The idea that you're getting rid of targeted marketing campaigns is just stupid.
Well,
and the reason you know that's true is because they said, well, except for when we're trying to recruit people for the military, because that's important. Yeah. Well, if it works for the military, then it works for any other kind of program. If you want to get rid of wasteful spending and you don't want to promote a program, then the program is probably not worth having in the first place.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Kirby. Obviously, it's lazy. It makes me angry. And again, it's one of those things. Because we don't have term limits, there are certain things people will try to push through a legislative act that they can stand on some sort of bastardized moral high ground that they know better than we do about how this type of product and service works. So I agree with you 100%. And so if you live in Iowa, man, do something about this, please. If you are attending lead, or if you actually, it's getting to the Senate floor very soon. So write to your senators about this, please. Yeah. I don't have the bill number in front of me, but you can find out fairly easily. It's just ridiculous. And Kirby, I agree with you. I did not mean to anger you. You remind me of Dr. David Banner, Mr. McGee. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
It's so dumb.
Kirby, now we're at the time of the podcast, which I think is one of our favorite times. A little joy we're going to spread here.
Yes.
The promo person of the week. This is your week to kind of highlight that person who is making you take notice and grabbing your attention. Kirby, who is it this week?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one because it's a little bit, I'm going outside of sort of who I would normally pick. And this is somebody who I just love what he is doing on social right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's not me.
Or it's Javier Melendez. So Javier is out in Massachusetts. I love what he's doing on TikTok in particular.
Yeah, he's like mastered TikTok. He's like the TikTok guru.
And he shares it then on Instagram and Twitter and even LinkedIn and all those places. So what I love is I think he gives first. You know, he is the guy. I've seen several people here recently say, well, can TikTok be used as a business platform? Let me give you an answer to all of this, people. All platforms can be used in business platforms when they're done right. And
correct.
That's
the key.
Javier is the test case for this, and he's doing such a great job. And so my promo person of the week is Javier Melendez.
Love that, and he has mastered TikTok. He's on Promo Chat every week and does a lot of that. But what he's doing on TikTok, and it's not just, I'm a big believer that, just like you, social media absolutely works as a business model because people still buy from people and brands they know, like, and trust. And it's a vehicle for people to get to know you. And I don't know Javier all that well, but because of TikTok and because of the things I've seen him do there and Twitter and other places, I do feel like I know him a little bit, and I like him, and he's having fun on TikTok. I mean, the guy does so much fun stuff on there. So if you're not following Javier on his Twitter feed or Facebook, please do. It's great stuff. That's a great promo person week, Kirby. Great one.
I do what I can.
All right. So now we're at Dealer's Choice. I get to decide what the last little segment is, and Kirby, I'm bringing back a classic today.
Okay.
Are you braced for impact?
I bet I know. I don't know, but I bet I know.
We are doing some rapid fire, my friend. We are going back to rapid fire. This is a quarantine rapid fire, Kirby.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
So let's go over the rules for those of you who don't know. There's no right or wrong answers. I'm just going to give Kirby two choices only. He picks one or the other. There's no wrong answer. Just what Kirby's got feelings here. So this should be really fun. Kirby, do you remember the rules as I've stated them?
I remember. Yeah,
excellent.
Sure.
Again, no wrong answers here. Just have fun. First thing that comes to your mind. Don't need to explain your answer. Okay, are you ready, sir?
Sure.
Quarantine, rapid fire, Kirby.
Okay.
Live updates or check once a day to get the latest news?
Check once a day.
Check Facebook all the time for expert opinions or never check it?
I check Facebook, unfortunately.
Cut back or spend?
I'm probably cutting back.
Netflix or Amazon Prime Video?
Netflix.
Walk on the treadmill or push-ups?
Yes.
It's really either or. Again, I want to go over the rules. You pick one or the other, Kirby. You can't pick both.
I'm doing both, so...
Fine. Reading or playing Xbox?
Oh, definitely reading.
Cooking in or carefully grabbing drive-thru?
Mostly cooking it.
Clean out your closet or clean out the garage?
The weather hasn't changed, so clean out the closet.
Okay. Slowly drifting into madness or remaining calm and measured?
Depends on the moment. Okay. I'll go with remaining calm. I'm
Okay,
trying.
and so this is a special Howard Hughes question here. Peeing in a mason jar or wearing Kleenex boxes for slippers?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So Kirby has just admitted he is peeing in mason jars while wearing Kleenex box for slippers. Last one, Kirby. Last one. Paper towels or toilet paper?
Paper towels.
Absolutely wrong. Kirby, I don't know how you screw this up. That's completely wrong. You need both to function in today's society.
Both.
Nope. It's both. All right, but hey, you know what else you need to function in today's society, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
That'd be the good pals over at commonsku.
Whoop, whoop.
That's right. They are. It's a great platform built for distributors, designed by distributors, for distributors. It's all about the distributor. They understand the industry like nobody else can and the challenges the modern distributor faces. So you want to learn more, especially in these times, how to connect with your clients virtually. Great platform to do that on. So learn more at commonsku.com/unscripted. You're not going to be sorry you did.
You will not be sorry you did.
Kirby, next time I throw out a rapid fire, let's see if we can get that right, okay?
I missed that. That was fun.
Thank you for listening to Unscripted with Kirby Hasseman and Bill Petrie. Unscripted is available every Friday at promocorner.com, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry.